Hi everyone, this is Lauren. This video will go over the basics of how to use print and cut with Cricut Design Space, uploading PNG or JPEG images. I have made this tutorial before, but since Design Space regularly updates and moves things around on here each time, I thought it might be helpful to make another tutorial using the newest updated version so that if you're following along and learning, you'll be able to find everything easily. For this tutorial, I'll be using images from Velvet Rose Antiques Digital Collection by ShabbyArtBoutique. So the first thing we want to do is open Cricut Design Space and then click New Project in the right-hand corner. And then we'll scroll over to click Blank Canvas on the bottom left and then Start Designing on the bottom right. And once we have our canvas opened, you can go up to the top left where it says Untitled Project to give your workspace a name, or you can just wait and do that after you create and then save. We're going to go over to where it says Upload and then click Upload Image in order to get started. If you have downloaded your files to your computer, you can click Browse to find them right there on your computer. Or you have the option to simply drag the file to this box, which is what I'm going to do. I have all of my files right on my desktop, and I like to do this way so that I can see the images rather than just reading the list of titles. Now in this particular digital collection, we are given some of the images with borders already around them. This means that these images are already prepared for the print and cut feature. If your elements do not have these white borders, that means you just need to do a few steps in order to have your machine cut your images out correctly. I'm going to select this armoire, which does not have the white border, so that we can go over how to add that in order to use the print and cut feature. We'll drag this armoire to the drop box, and let me just move this over so we can see. There we go. Close this out, and then we're going to go to the bottom right where it says Continue. Apply and Continue, then Flat Graphic, Continue, and finally Upload. You can name the images to help you stay organized, but it's not necessary. So finally Upload. Once it is on your canvas, you'll see a dashboard open up on your left side with recommendations for similar images. Click the left arrow to close this. You'll go up to your toolbar all the way to the right where you see it says 3 More. You'll hover over Effects, then click Offset. It's preset to 0.25, and you can see how large the border will be around your image if you leave it at 0.25. This will make it look more like a sticker. If you want it to cut closer to your image, then you need to change your decimal or use the toggle to slide left or right in order to make it bigger or smaller. I like to use 0.025 or even 0.020. You can now see the black border, but I want this to be white, so I'm going to click the color box and then white. The final step is to highlight your image and then go to the tools on the bottom right corner and click Flatten. Now this image is ready to use the print and cut feature. Let's do another one. So we're going to go to Upload, Upload Image, and I'm going to open my images folder again, and let's pick these glasses. So I'm going to drag them to the Dropbox and click Continue, Apply and Continue, click Flat Graphic, Continue, and Upload. I'm just going to grab the corner here to make the image a little bit smaller. And then we're going to click up here on the toolbar again where it says 3 More, hover over Effects, and then click Offset. We're set already to 0.025 inches. Apply. And I'm going to leave the color black because it matches the frame of the glasses already. I think that looks good. So now I want to make sure I highlight my image and then click Flatten. Now I know this looks a little wild all of a sudden, but I want to show you how to contour an image. And what contour means is that it's going to allow you to choose whether you want to hide or show specific cut lines on your picture. So in other words, it lets you remove unwanted cut lines. And I thought this key would be the perfect example. I want to alter this image so that my Cricut sees it as one whole piece and not cut out the intricate holes at the top. So the first thing we're going to click is unflatten because I already set this up to print and cut and I want to change it now. And once I unflatten, I'll be able to separate the top image from our base layer. We are then going to go to the toolbar where it says Print then Cut and scroll down to change it to Basic. Over to Contour on the bottom right, and now this shows me all the individual pieces that will be cut out, and I can either click the pieces separately over on the right side, or I can click Hide All Contours and then Apply if I want everything to be hidden. Now you can see that my image no longer shows all of those tiny individual cut marks. We need to change this back from Basic Cut to Print Then Cut, and then after that we're going to change the color back to white. Sometimes it's hard to put your top image back onto your base layer and line it up perfectly, so an easy trick to do that is to click Align and then Center, and it will do it for you. Then we'll highlight and click Flatten again. Now you can see when I put this against the black here, you can no longer see through the key slots, so they will no longer be cut out. And now I can just grab that corner toggle and size the key to fit my spreadsheet. If you want more than one of the exact same image, you can either right-click and copy then paste, right-click and choose duplicate. So I'm going to consider this the end of part 1 of this video because the next half is my personal preference and how-tos for formatting and sizing images to prepare them for my projects. What I like to do once I have all of my images prepared for cutting is I upload one of the tags that I'll be using to make sure that my images are all the correct size and that they are proportional to one another. I'm not necessarily going to actually cut this tag out in Design Space, but I am going to use it as a template. So I can click Size and type in the measurements that I'm planning my tag to be, and then I'm going to size all of these images to fit the size of this tag. Now you can see when I drag an image to it, it goes behind the tag and I can't see it. So to fix this, I'm going to right-click on the tag, click Arrange, and Send to Back. Now this image is in front, so I can size it to fit the tag properly. And remember, you can either drag the corners or type in the size that you want. You can also flip your images, so let's flip this chair to face the other direction. You can also grab a corner and rotate it yourself, or you can click Rotate on the toolbar. And then I just grab my images and I place them here to make sure everything will be the correct size before printing. So once I have sized everything, the very last thing I do before printing is I upload a printing template, and this is going to allow me to save as much space on my paper as possible. I did not create this myself, and I will link the original author below, but it is by far the most helpful tool that I have used on here because it saves so much paper. So when you upload this template, the dimensions are on the front here. So I need to make sure that I change my width to 7.44 and the height to 9.94. I find that it is sometimes helpful to just put in 7.43 or 9.93. And then again, I'm going to just right-click to get to Arrange, Send to Back, because I want to place all of my images on top of this template. If you do not use this template, Cricut is going to place your images where it wants for printing, and I have found a lot of space is wasted and therefore a lot of paper is wasted in the cutting process. By using this template, I can place the images as close together as I want in order to conserve space and paper. You just want to ensure that there is space between your images and that none are touching. Once you have everything placed, we want to change the color to white because if we leave it blue, it's going to print out blue. And that would be fine. That won't affect your images in any way. However, it will print blue and waste ink. That is not necessary to use. So I changed this to white just to save ink. Then I'm going to highlight all of it and click Attach. This will keep everything in place the way that I have chosen. Cricut will not alter this document. Then we'll save it and click Make. So you can see this is set exactly how I want it to be, and I would obviously fill all of the space up before printing. In this kit that I'm using, we are also given JPEG files, and you can use those too. So I'm going to grab this page of pockets and upload. And you can see everything that is checkered will be cut out. So when I get to this screen, I can see that the entire paper is black. That means if I select to print and cut the way that it currently is, it is just going to cut my paper out along the edges like a rectangle. We don't want to do that. So let's go back and I'll show you how we can get our individual pockets cut out. We want to scroll down to Manual, and there's Select or Eraser. If you click Select and then click on the white parts, you can see now the checkered image is all around the individual pockets, which means they will all be cut out individually. So click Flat Graphic and continue, size it how you want, and then this whole page will be ready to cut. There's a lot more you can do here in Cricut Design Space, but those are the basics for uploading your images for print and cut. If you have any questions, I am happy to help. Just send me a message and we'll talk it out. I hope that this video was helpful and informative for basic use of the print and cut feature. Let me know if there's anything in particular that I can help you with. I'll see you all very soon. Until then, take care.